Working like gracious, like gracious. Take on the spaceship, take off, working like lacious, working like gracious, like gracious. Let's go, let's go. No song, working like lacious, put in that work, gracious, take off from spaceships.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Metaverse Mondays, episode 3. And I am your host, Christos, and I got my guys here with me today.
Yo, what's the deal, man? This is Kosar. It's Blue Tsunami. Nice to meet you.
And it's your boy Tiger.
Man, we got a lot of things that we need to talk about today, fellas, but most importantly, we got to jump, into what the people want to hear. And that's cryptos, NFTs, metaverse, things of that nature. So let's just talk about, this market right now. Let's just really talk about how this market is looking. It's been bearish for like the past year. Ain't nobody really buying no crypto. People ain't really buying NFTs like that. It's it's looking, dark times right now, dark ages for the crypto and NFT space. But, I think we can definitely talk about the pros and cons of that. How y'all feeling?
It's up in smoke, but it's okay.
So that's good.
It's smoke. Okay though. Yeah, it's good smoke, but it's okay though. We in a recession right now. History repeats itself. We was back at that shit at 08. So we in 2022 now, fellas. We about to be in 2023. For those who was late to the party the first time, if you late this time, it's on you. Sail for it.
And we entering the future, man. If I had any type of wisdom or advice to anyone that's like getting into crypto right now, that's like new, and you haven't invested a dime, this is like a golden age for us right now. Especially after our biggest boom, I would say it was probably like March 2020, June 2020, when Bitcoin went up about 60,000, man, and everything followed right after it. But yeah. Let's speak about this recession and what we need to do.
Well, before we do that, Tiger, give me your real fast. Just give me your top 3 cryptos, just for the people who the new person who's watching, right? Who doesn't know anything about crypto and they want to start investing. What's your top 3 that you're looking to invest into right now?
Decentraland, Digibyte, and for my third, I would pick Ethereum. Just because Decentraland, that's really entering the metaverse, creating a platform and stuff, and and allowing different cryptos to be swapped. I believe I think that's Decentraland. But yeah, Digibyte. Go ahead.
No, because Decentraland is its own world, it's its own metaverse,
right?
In a sense, so. I get that, like you said, real estate is on the rise. And not only are people buying physical, but they buying digital too. I get that part.
Exactly.
I ain't mad at that.
Yep. With Digibyte, I just like the where it originates from. I believe Microsoft. I believe Digibyte comes from. Is it Microsoft?
No, it's not Microsoft, but they definitely, I believe they was like partnering up with Microsoft to do more protection-based use case for the actual crypto itself. So it basically like give people a digital ID. So you won't have to have all of these passwords like how I just had to do for my stuff, man. So I think it'll definitely work.
If I gotta put in one more.
What about you, Blue? How you feeling on the cryptos?
I'm real bullish on Luna Classic. We talking about something that's not even valued at a penny. It's a fraction of a penny right now, and it once was $6. So realistically, if you just invested, Christos usually be putting bands down in his investments. Even if you invest $300, it gets you $2 million. That $2 million turning $6. Then oh my Jesus, what's $6 million times times a dollar?
6 million times a dollar. $6 million.
Exactly. So
Was that a rhetorical question?
yes, it was.
Oh,
was picked up on them numbers. It was a lot.
right.
No. My second option, or my second choice, it would have to be Veracity. I like Veracity because the gaming aspect is coming alive a lot faster. And it's a toss up between Veracity and Engine. But Engine is only valued at 30 cents right now. So you got Luna Classic, Engine, and Sandbox. Sandbox was once what I saw it at $3.83 and once jumped to even $5 some change. Now it's at 55 cents a share.
Mm. And that's a good one. Sandbox definitely is a good one because that's where everybody has they land. Digital land is in Sandbox and Decentraland. So them two right now, if you could definitely get your hands on Decentraland and Sandbox, is some come ups for the metaverse. But for me, probably my three that I'm rolling with right now is Tezos. I really like Tezos mainly because it's going to be a secure blockchain in the future. I think that they're going to really be able to bridge the gap between corporations and crypto. So I think a lot of corporations will probably go to Tezos for doing blockchain things like that. So that's one. Two, I'm gonna go with what's my second one gonna be? So I don't know, man. There's some good ones out there, man. Some good ones. My second one probably would be for metaverse purposes, Sandbox. I'm gonna go with Sandbox because I think with Sandbox probably has the best adaptability to this generation and the next generation. A lot of people playing Roblox right now. So with them already being familiar with Roblox and how that world development process works, I think more people gonna lean towards getting into Sandbox in the future, and that's just gonna spike the crypto up. If you said it's trading at 44 cents, I remember in 2021 it was trading at $5. That was just last year. And before that in 2020 it was trading at $1. So you still 5x your money, you know what I'm saying, on that investment. So right now if you can get it for 44 cents and come 2025 it's back at $5, come on, you do the math on that. You just made six figures. So that'd be two. If with you giving me that information saying Sandbox was that price right now, I'm definitely bullish on Sandbox right now. My third one would probably be that's a good one. That's a good one, man. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have my third one by the end of the video.
Let me throw one in there. Maybe you can agree with me on this one. Chainlink.
Man, Chainlink is one, but
Chainlink is aiming to be the interface. Chainlink is aiming to be the interface between all blockchains. It's going to be that security portal that third firewall security channel. That's what they aim to do. That's why they revised their whole thing. So Chainlink once was $50. It is $6.57.
Wow. Now that's a steal. It's a lot of steals right now, man. That's why I'm speaking from somebody that's watching this video that's gonna probably watch it 2 or 3 years from now and then go look at the price and be like,
man,
like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So it's like that's where I'm looking at it from, where it's like, yo, like if I'm about to make a prediction right now on what I'm bullish on, they got it all aligned. But right now, Tezos is under $1. Sandbox is under $1. I hope that. Are you sure it's under $1 right now, bro? I can go to Sandbox right now and it's under $1.
Go to Sandbox. How much you want to bet?
I'm gonna have to pull that up for this video too. I'm gonna put that up there somewhere. So Sandbox gonna be up here somewhere. So y'all can see these prices at these dates, man. When we prophesied them.
Here you go, right here. There you go, right here, man. Oh, is it going? Where you at?
I can't see that, man. What is that? I can't see. Okay, 55 cents. So no, that's a steal, guys. 55 cent Sandbox right now to 2025 sandbox gonna easily be $3. So you do the math on how much money you should invest right now in sandbox if you got it. But yeah, I'm gonna come back on the third crypto by the end of the video. Let me think on that one. But let's jump into the next one, man. Let's talk about some NFTs. Like, what are you bullish on right now?
You want to know something crazy? I would be bullish. Actually, I was about to lie right there. So I'm bullish on Artifact. That's Nike's. Yes, Artifact. .io is the NFT curation company that Nike bought. So what they're doing?
I seen that. I seen like I seen the digital 3D model commercial that they just came out with. So Nike definitely
that shit's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real big on that because Nike is also in the midst of building their own Nike World, like we talked about in episode 1. Yes, guys, that was my idea. But they're not only are they building their own world, but they're building their own way for you. They're building like a scavenger hunt for you to actually find and locate different artifacts. And these artifacts are actually real dead stock hard to find Nikes. So they're making them like artifacts. If you don't think those are going to be worth so much money just based off everything that you're going to be able to do in that Nikeverse,
man, the thing is, it's like I have such a love-hate right now for Nike as a brand. It's not even that I don't think that what you just said is they're not going to be of the value that you say. It's just the way that I feel about Nike right now. Like I ain't really feeling Nike with the whole Kyrie situation, but I don't want to take it there. But that is absolutely true. But for me, a project that I'm really looking out for when it comes to NFTs, it's a few, but one that I do like that's already dropped is the Murakami flowers. So Takashi Murakami dropped an NFT bit figure collection of his infamous flower, and I think, people don't really think, oh, why would I buy a JPEG flower? It's like, no, it's something that goes into his collection of artistry. So if you follow Murakami as an artist, he definitely makes a lot of real world physical paintings. That's dope. That's worth a lot, and then he also has his digital collection that he's doing now. Like he's already done, in the past with a couple NFT projects, so I'm really bullish on his flower collection that he just dropped. If you get a chance, check that out. I'm gonna also put it up here so people can see it as well. But really feeling Murakami.
Now, before Tiger goes, for those who don't realize, we just gave 2 completely different types of NFTs. Okay, so Christos hit on more of a artistry, art NFT, something that literally just is just pure art. Okay, and it just hits on the value of it depends on how valued the artist that makes it is, and how rare it is. Whereas I talked about NFTs that were in a functional in the functional world, right? The functional family, the gaming NFTs in a sense. It's kind of like a gaming, I would say gaming functionality NFT, like because those are 2 different topics. Simply because you can put it on whatever avatar that you have, and still get special benefits from it. So just keep in mind, if you've been sticking with us since episode 1, you'll see that we actually talked about that, and we do talk about everything we tell y'all about within our normal conversations.
Speaking on the game of NFTs, man, I'm invested into one called Illuvium.
Yeah, Illuvium is definitely, that's a good game in NFT. Yup.
I got Samurai.
I wonder what Illuvium is trading at right now.
Like $30-$40, and it was once at 1,000, man.
It's worth it. That's why I asked that, because Illuvium was definitely up there in the thousands when everything was up in 2021. So that's why it's just like, it's so important to know the use cases of a lot of these cryptos, the use cases of a lot of these NFTs. So that's why we're here to really elaborate on this technology that's coming into fruition in 2022 and moving forward. Is mainly because it's going to be integrated with what we're dealing with right now as far as Web 2. Like, I was watching a guy, he was really just elaborating on how we didn't know we was operating on Web 2. We didn't know when we went from Web 1 to Web 2. But that's going to slowly happen with Web 3, where it's like you're not going to just one day wake up and be like, oh, I'm using Web 3. It's going to be like, no, it's slow integrations where you're going to realize like, oh, this is different. Like this is decentralized. How can I plug my wallet into my web browser now? Like that's different. Like, how is that possible? I can use crypto through the internet. That's Web 3, and it's many different facets of Web3 and how it be implemented throughout society. But most importantly, it's very important to understand the use cases of the NFTs that we're talking about and the cryptos that we're talking about. And more than anything, doing your own research. Don't take our opinions. We just up here sharing our opinions. So
Facts, because I had no idea about that Livion. But one thing I am up on is Samurai
Ah,
Saga.
no, it's a lot of good, man. It's a lot of good gaming
I'm for sure about
cryptos
to look into
and
it.
NFTs
I'm for
out
sure.
there. Definitely is.
I'm,
But no, Illuvium is like, really up there. Like it's a lot of people like that's
Solo.
wealthy that's
That,
associated with Illuvium. So
yeah, and it
definitely
really
check out the
piggybacks,
Illuvium.
it really piggybacks off all the Battle Royale fans. If y'all like Fortnite, Warzone, Oblivion would be nice for y'all to like just to get a good understanding of NFTs and how y'all could grab NFTs through gaming.
Definitely.
Yep.
Man, how y'all feeling about, just crypto in the next 5 years? Where y'all think a lot of these cryptos gonna be at? Y'all think
just
we going
crypto.
do y'all think that we gonna be where we at right now? I'm just saying, I'm asking for a future foresee on right now we in the dark age of crypto.
Okay.
So it's like me personally, my personal opinion, I don't think that we ever gonna be right back where we at right now until another five to
Never
six.
will.
Maybe I ain't gonna say never, but I say
I'm saying,
probably another 10 years.
yeah, 10-year intervals. I'll say
I would
that.
say we're not. I'm talking about like where we're at right now. Like I don't think that people understand how astronomically low the numbers are in crypto that we're talking
Yeah.
about right now. Where it's like, no, I have videos that I can prove to show that Sandbox was at $5 in 2021. I mean, it's. I don't even have videos. I mean, it ain't even about the
2020.
videos. You could just go pull it up on the graph itself. You can just go back to 2021 and pull it up on the graph yourself and see. Dang, in 2021 it was $5. So if it's at 55 cents right now, you a fool to not invest
I
in
remember
that.
Bitcoin dropped down to like 3 to 5K, man.
You
That
said
was
you
like
waiting on Bitcoin to drop to 3 to 5K?
it was back it was around those numbers in 2020 and 2021, man.
Oh,
It should do. I hope it do.
but
Hey
Bitcoin gonna be
yo,
the internet gold.
Yeah,
yeah, listen. If Bitcoin dropped to under 5,000,
man.
I'm gonna pull all my stocks and invest it into Bitcoin.
I believe you should do that, man. Stocks, crypto. I can't really say, but I believe crypto is more innovative than stocks, even though stocks is based directly with the company and what they do and all of those relations. But yeah, crypto it will most definitely come in and bond with the stocks and those two will really bounce off each other. I feel like if you compound your investments in both of those, it'll be a win-win.
So to answer your question, Cryptos, I don't think we'll ever be as low as we are now. For the next within the next 2 3 years, I think is we're never gonna look back in terms of crypto. But I do feel like it all in these next 10 years, it all depends on whether or not the government finds a way to properly tax crypto or not. And the only way for them to do that is for the actual crypto companies to make a contract with the government, allowing them to do that. The only one that has done this is the one that I said is or the one trying to figure it out. The one that I said I'm really bullish on Luna Classic.
I mean,
So
okay, so I look at it this way, right? We got to look at what currency actually is. And this is why we're doing what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? As a community, of people that's pushing the innovative aspect of technology into implementation within society. That's the most important thing right now. And reason being is because it will help liberate us in many different areas of our lives, from governments, from financial crisis, like how we going through right now with a recession. It'll really just eliminate a lot of that, because then we'll be able to see where money is actually going, because things would be documented. Now, do I think it's going to happen in the next 20 years as far as like a full world adaptation? No. Honestly, I think crypto is way more futuristic than what we are already imagining it to be right now. I think crypto is going to be at its height in another 100 years. And I'm just saying all of this mainly because if you think about what a crypto is, a piece of technology, it's a virtual confirmation. I mean, not a virtual, a digital confirmation of a transaction, ownership, a lot of things. So with everything being documented on the web now, you're going to want to have these assets, NFTs, cryptos, metaverse land. This is what Web3 is about. This is what this whole innovation time period right now is about, because everything that y'all just mentioned, stocks, companies, all of that's Web2, shares. You know what I'm saying? Those are corporations that's built what we have today in Web2. Web3 is crypto, it's NFTs, it's all of these amazing things that's emerging right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think right now it's more revolutionary than what we imagine it to be. And I think that the government is aware of that. So of course they're going to try to, put different stipulations on it. But in my opinion, I don't think it's anything that the government can do, because it's just a matter of awareness now.
That's true. It is awareness of awareness, and you are right. I am talking about taking my W-2 and converting it into W-3. So, I don't know. Only time will tell, to be honest with you. But
And honestly, bro, I like that idea you just threw out there, W-2. We're gonna make that into a shirt, y'all. We're gonna make a W-2 form on the shirt, and it's gonna have everything about Web 2 and why we not rocking with it. We going W-3 on people, right? I
I
just thought
like
of that
that.
one.
Hey, matter of fact, speaking on it being a matter of awareness, man. Let's go back. It's a golden age for this crypto, these NFTs, anything within Web3. If you get started now, with even integrating your businesses, right now, man, like you doing a great justice to yourself and your whoever is to come after you.
No,
Whoever's to
that's
come
true.
after him, whoever's to come after him, that sounds like
All
some
saying, man,
dangerous stuff.
clouding.
Whoever come after him. I mean, he's just
Yeah,
saying like future generations. I mean, I definitely agree.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree more. Just future generations. Like if you got children, like just start thinking about investing into digital assets, because a lot of their interactions are going to be in the digital space. It's already happening for us right now. So the future for our children is definitely important when it comes to building
hey,
digital assets and collecting digital assets.
if you had to give the viewers, because realistically, the truth is all into the TV. Y'all might not believe it, but I firmly believe it. The truth is all in the TV. If y'all haven't seen any of the tech forum movies or games and stuff like that, then just do your research. If you go look on Hulu, Ilita was all about artificial intelligence, being able to change out a person's brain with whatever body they want to make it to,
I
and being
mean, let's
whatever you
go
want to
more
be.
relevant though. Look at the artificial intelligence that's happening right now within, social media. Everybody getting AI art. I think AI is implemented in so many different ways where it's like, is there a gray line with artificial intelligence? Like, is
it's
is there?
it's always going to be a gray line to have the people and have the people that's not, because I mean, shit, it's going to be a gray line with me in person. Just out of curiosity. Oh, sorry, because of the fact that I don't want a robot thinking the way that I think.
But your phone do.
It does in a sense. It does in a sense.
Can
It
hear everything
thinks
you say.
it hears everything that you say, right? It hears everything that you say. So it thinks everything that you speak into existence. But what about the thoughts that you don't speak into existence?
it's there still in the collective. I
No, it's
mean,
not.
really, it is. If you think about it, the collective conscious is the internet. Seriously, think about it. Like collective conscious is a collective conscious is ideas, thoughts, creations, everything. So it's like technically it is, bro. That's why I say where it's like our reality is like, man, it's changing. It's changing in so many ways, man. Spiritually, for real. Like we ain't really understanding where it's like, nah, like when we watch all of those futuristic movies and stuff and we see how people be do all of that, it's like those are like integrations levels that we have now cracked within our own spiritual awakening, bro. Like and that's why I look at this. It's like, no, this ain't just like some technological age of, weird stuff that we going through. It's more so just like, nah, a misunderstanding of how evolution can happen in your time. Like people gonna look back at this age and be like, wow, I wish I was alive in
That's
2020.
all that's happening.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wish I was alive in 2020, bro. They had that COVID break, bro. They had that. Like, come on, man.
They had a whole
Hey,
academic set.
you know the crazy part about it? It's for sure gonna happen, but it's already happening now. I mean, Tiger probably one of the ones who tell us that he got like 10 years on us and whatnot. But
Nah, I don't brag
it's
about
people, it's people in his age who sit there and be like, "Man, I wish I was alive when 2000 when the 2000s was around." They just say, and it's like I be looking
I
at them
wish I
like, "What
was
you
born
talking
in the
about?"
80s. That's what some of
Hell
us say.
no, bro. But you know what? I mean, most of that stuff is from pop icons and culture, though. That's the only reason why they say that.
Right.
But listen, we getting way off topic. We
Yeah.
getting way off topic. So let me ask you this: what what do you feel like is going to be the biggest breakthrough for technology in the next 5 years?
Me personally or both of us?
Both of y'all, but just one word, one short word.
One short word and a breakthrough?
Yeah,
He said in a breakthrough.
yeah,
Right,
nigga.
Right.
bro.
Yeah, nigga. I can do it.
I mean, you already had it. See, you asking questions that you know your
Right.
answer to. See, so let me size them up.
He got the answer key. Well,
Right.
his answer. But
I mean, for me, I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna say trust. I think people need to trust whatever type of new technology comes out, whether it's artificial intelligence, virtual reality, cryptocurrency,
You
anything,
said trust.
bro.
So you saying trust is gonna be the biggest breakthrough?
It was the biggest breakthrough for the internet. People didn't trust putting their credit cards on the internet at first. Now look at us.
yeah.
You always trying to be a
I'm
Gandhi, man. That was a slick way of putting that. I will give you that.
put
That
some
was a slick.
bringing their feelings straight into it, man. That's what's up.
That's
When I first thought about the word, man, I was thinking about innovation, but that's a given. But the word I'm gonna go with is utilization, man.
Mm.
More
like
people, yeah, the more people that become aware and learn how to utilize the different aspects of Web3, which are already existing, lives or businesses or sources of income, man, it'd be phenomenal it'd be crazy. Like you'll really set yourself up to be, I would say, most definitely a millionaire, if not more than that, for real. Utilization.
yours. Yours kind of ties in with mine's. Schooling, whether we start teaching our kids in the classroom about this or not. But I already know we not because shit, we ain't even teach us. They ain't even teach us about credit.
Or
So,
tax. None of that. None of that.
So you saying that
yeah.
you feel like education would be the biggest breakthrough on a what level? Like, are you saying on a
On the on the sub level. So for instance, like how we teach our kids how to read and write and teach them 1 + 1 = 2, uh, a quarter, dime, nickel, like all those things we learned in
Oh
school.
yeah.
If we start teaching about quarter, dimes, nickel, dollars, crypto, you know, we'd be talking about something different. But just the ability for kids to even for kids to just utilize the metaverse inside school as a way of teaching. I think
yeah?
that'd
I
be the
mean,
biggest
I'm
breakthrough.
with you. I'm with you
go
as far as education. I think education will play a part in the breakthrough, no matter if you know 5 years old or if you 50. I do agree with that. But my only thing would be, like you just said, how combative people will be to crypto and NFTs by this time, you know, because of the bad experiences that some people may have. So they may not necessarily want to implement it in, you know, the school systems. But that's the whole thing about tokenomics, bro. When you talk about money, bro, it's like money, that's a that's a very national thing. You know, every nation has its own currency. So it's like when you take a nation's money and replace it, that's why I really strongly advocate for digital currency, because that's the currency of the internet. It's the currency of the digital age. It's the currency of being able to go anywhere where in the world and be able to apply the same value. Like, you know, ETH is the same all the way around the world. Any crypto is the same price anywhere you go within the world. So that's going to be a different form, you know, of just evolution within society, bro, as far as just like how we can just move. Whereas like, I ain't gotta go to no exchanges and things like that to trade my currency when everything is digital.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, what you said, Vince, bro, that'll be the main breakthrough, man. Phenomenal in itself, teaching kids about crypto, you know, after dimes and nickels and our own currency, our own native currency, or even about forex. If you know, after we get down to base, you know, get the basics down.
But that's
Yeah, but
but
I was
that
just saying,
but
man, that would be Go ahead, say what you was about to say, because
but
I'm still up in
that's
there.
the beauty of what I was talking about. You see, because Christos already said it. Digital currency is even across the board. Ain't no $1 equals $100 in from American to Jamaican or any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we teach our kids a different side of economics, or even better yet, we teach them through the metaverse, right? Where all these kids who were getting homeschooled actually can sit in the virtual classroom, and now you have full access to that teacher. You know, we just had a whole 2 years where every kid was fucking
Yep,
homeschooled.
online.
You
Yep,
know, bro, do you know how hard it was for me to teach my kid? We ain't gonna even get into that part, but
man.
or just to keep them active, you know, and engaged in it. So think about
Yeah,
what that would do for the youth if we were able to do that, whether you're in school or at home.
right.
That's true. That's definitely true. I think that we definitely gonna see a future in like that. It's crazy. I think they may still have that ride at Universal Studios. Terminator was kind of based on something like this, where it was like kids was being taught basically by a virtual teacher in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
The kids were still in the classroom, but they was being taught by a virtual teacher, where it's like they could still even do that. You know, allow you to be in the classroom, but now you being taught by a teacher that's not even necessarily there, a virtual teacher.
that'd be sweet. That'd be a whole different way of like a foreign exchange for sure.
Right? That'd be
Yes,
crazy.
it'd be crazy.
But
Yeah,
yeah, man.
man.
So let's just wrap this up real quick, man, so we can bring on our next guest, Nick from Tech Town. Definitely excited to bring this brother on, man. He's making a lot of big moves in the city of Detroit. I know y'all probably looking like, man, why y'all cover so many Detroit people? We from Detroit first and foremost. I'm born and raised in Detroit, but I'm now in California. I know Blue is in Detroit and Tiger is in Detroit, but we definitely just want to bring more education and, you know, insight to the city. So that's why we bringing on this brother right now, who is making prominent moves in the city right now, Nick. So let us just bring this guest on real quick and just see, you know, where his mind is at with cryptos, NFTs, and the
Welcome to
metaverse.
Metaverse Monday. Welcome to Metaverse Monday.
And we live, y'all.
And we live, y'all. What's going on, y'all? This is Blue Tsunami, as y'all already know. I got my daughter with me right now. Her name is Nova Sky, and she is as bright as a star. I promise you're going to see a lot more of her in the future, but she wanted to go ahead and get on this. So y'all already been tuning in and tapped in with us. we're going to bring our special guest on. So we got a very important guy in the city of Detroit. Me and Christos are from Detroit, so it's only right that we bring another guest who's up and coming in the city. His name is Nick Slappy, and what he does is he is the organizer for the Detroit Urban Society and the leader of engagement for the well-known tech town of Detroit. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
without further ado, you're gonna hear me give him a lot of flowers along the way. This guy is very creative. He's a genius in what he does. I'm gonna just go ahead and let him bless us real fast. All right, Nick, you in here?
What up, though? What up, though?
What's the deal?
What's going on? What's going on?
ABM fam, how y'all doing out there?
Oh man, it's a blessing, man. I know it's cold out there, man. I'm you know.
It's so cold in the D. It's freezing out here, baby. But you know, we make enough money to stay warm on the inside, man.
Hey, man, that's what it's about.
Definitely.
Holy, yeah. It's a
so Nick, man, first and foremost, man, happy holidays to you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you for taking this time out to go ahead and meet with us along with while you having your time with his family. We just gonna run down a few different questions and whatnot. Just want to pick your brain on them and see how you feel about them.
Absolutely, man. I'm ready, man. Thank you guys for having me, for sure.
Hey, no problem. So first and foremost, just being a Black creative yourself, what challenges do you have to overcome to succeed in your profession?
So like being a Black creative, right? It's like paving the way. Right, we paving the way for others who don't have the ability to speak in certain spaces, right? So for me, my job allows me into those spaces that others might not have access to. So it's my job to advocate and to say, hey, Black and brown people, women, those minority kind of subsectors of people who otherwise wouldn't have those voices in those rooms. I'm allowed to speak and advocate for those. So it can be a challenge sometimes because, when you think of, I'm gonna ask you a question, right? When you think of tech mogul, give me 3 names that come to your mind first.
Tech moguls?
Yep, tech moguls. Just tech moguls. Give me 3.
Well, first off, Jeff Bezos. I'm gonna say Jeff Bezos. Damn, what is this man's name? You know who I'm talking about.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And Albert Einstein.
Yeah, right.
I gotta incorporate the founder of technology. I mean, he made the light bulb, bro. So
yeah. So I feel you. So that within itself is like, that's a hurdle, right? Because you think of tech and your mind automatically goes to white males, right? And that's not the case, right? You think of the creator of Facebook, you think of Jeff Bezos, you think of Elon Musk, you think of all of these people first, but you don't think of Black tech moguls who are out here in the space, who exist. So it's my job to kind of not only give people who think of tech in a way of, this is a white male game. I have no shape. I have no dog in the fight here. So I'm going to stay away from it. Right.
Right.
But if you look over the past couple of years, Black women actually dominate in the tech space.
That's interesting.
Black women dominate in the tech space because people don't think of online cosmetology as being technical, right? But you have those companies who exist in the tech space, in the digital space, who are dominating, and it's a $1 billion industry, and they dominate in it. Right. So it's trying to take people who have ideas, who have concepts, and let them know that, hey, this idea can be developed to reach not only 50 people in a store, but millions of people at one time. So yeah,
that's powerful.
That's powerful. I never even thought about women cosmetics as a tech thing. You just put me hip to something new. I mean, I don't know about you, Chris, but I don't.
Think of every app that's on your wife or your spouse's phone that's designed to help her with her makeup, with her wardrobe, with her look of the day, right? All of those exist, and they are that's $1 billion industry because it's accessible in your phone, and I can literally order this right now without going to a store. Right?
Shit.
We dominate in that, but we aren't consciously aware of it because you only think of the Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezoses of the world. And you think that that's what dominates that space. And
that's so interesting. And it's so interesting that you say that, because I think oftentimes when we think of tech, we think of like you just said, things that's far beyond reach, where it's just something as simple as e-commerce. E-commerce is tech, like it's
it is.
Exactly.
The e-commerce industry is taking over, slowly but surely. So even if you say Jeff Bezos, he runs the top e-commerce marketplace on the internet right now on Amazon. Exactly. He didn't build a car. He didn't build a gadget. He just made convenience. Exactly. But with that being said, I'm going to ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
How did you get into Tech Town, and what resources did you find that was available that most people aren't taking advantage of?
Man, so prior to working for Tech Town, I worked in hospitality management. I worked for Hilton Hotels and hospitality management. I operated and did day-to-day management for a number of Hilton properties in Louisville, Kentucky, Columbus, Ohio, White Lake outside of Chicago, and in Detroit, right? So I did that, and then I went into education after that. So it was working in education. I did behavioral. I was a behavioral specialist for Southfield Public Schools, along with Detroit Public Schools, for a number of years. And after that, it kind of got to the point where it was like, I want to be able to do this on a bigger scale. I went into behavioral healthcare management for a little while for adults, and advocating for those folks, along with the nonprofit work that I did. And I was kind of in the middle of what is my next step, right? Like I had this nonprofit, and I'm doing financial literacy courses for kids as a part of that, right? I'm doing chess as a way of critical thinking, gaining critical thinking skills, drama, everything to kind of like, elevate our youth. And I get a hit on my LinkedIn, and it was crazy. It was for an opportunity at Tech Town Detroit. I have never heard of Tech Town Detroit. Never. No way, shape, or form have I ever heard of this place. And, at all, bro. Like I'm kidding you not. Like I'm doing community work on a youth basis at this point, right? Because that's what I'm targeting. I'm trying to help. And I get this alert from a young lady who was a program manager at Tech Town, and she was like, I love watching the work that you do, and I was wondering if you would be willing to come aboard to do that for adults. And she said, it's Tech Town Detroit. I did some research on it, and it's an entrepreneur hub in the city of Detroit, which I had no clue that it existed in my backyard. Right.
And what year was this?
This was 2020.
Okay.
Yep. This was 2020. This was the end of 2020. And I was like, wait, what? Like, what is this? And I get to reading it. And I'm looking, I'm like, so we essentially have Silicon Valley in Detroit, right? And nobody is talking about it. Nobody's speaking about it. Nobody's raving about it. Nobody's saying, hey, we are over here and we exist, right? So I get into the space. I interviewed for the job. It's funny because the young lady who hired me, she took another position literally like right after I was onboarded. So I was kind of conflicted, like, dang, do I stay or do I, like, you know what I mean? But I gave it a shot. And man, it was the best decision I ever made, bro, because like because Detroit is a city that's built on hustle, right? You guys know that, right? Everybody in the city, you have a job that you do on a day-to-day, but everybody has a hustle, right?
Yeah.
Tech Town Detroit allows you to take your hustle and create that into a viable business that will not only take care of you, but it gives you the opportunity to create generational wealth for the rest of your family.
Yeah.
And people don't know that this is even an option. And it's right here. And some of the programs are free, some of the programs are minimum in cost, and some of the programs it might be a little bit more in cost now, but in the long run of where you are in the development of your business, that's chump change, right? Mm-hmm. It's saying paying this is like I'm fully committed to changing not only my life, but the people's lives who are in my lineage from here on. And I can't see myself not being a part of something like that, right?
So we know we got one of the main things that TechTown offers is a business advantage or class called Prosperous.
Yep.
Which allows young entrepreneurs, for those who don't know who are listening, allows young entrepreneurs to actually go through the steps of learning how to own your own business, make your own business marketable, and have correct ownership to your business. Does TechTown also offer like grants and different platforms? And
Absolutely.
talk about.
And speaking of that, V, I want to say something. Okay. I actually had the opportunity to do the Prosperous, convention, and that's how I got introduced to TechTown. This was back in like 2019 summer, and that's it was linked. Both were linked together, TechTown and Prosperous. Yeah. And at that time, I kind of thought that was just a big deal that they were really trying to bridge the gap between the digital space and entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So that's how I really came into the know in regards to, what TechTown offers and how they, can really just help you just get your business off the ground. So, interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, bro, so we kind of break down everything into like three program categories, right? So it's entrepreneur education. There is small business solutions. So that's like retail, like brick and mortar programs. And then it's tech-based services, right? So within those spaces, you have opportunity. Our entrepreneur education programs, you got strategy sessions, which are free, 40 to 45-minute sessions with an expert in pretty much any field you could think of, right? These are completely free, 40-minute sessions. There's no limit to how many of these sessions that you can have. No limit to how many you can have based on the scheduling. And these are free from experts. We're talking about marketing, successful marketing strategists. You're talking about tech entrepreneurs who have not only have working applications that are in the marketplace today that are striving, but they are developing brand new ones, right? So you have those spaces. I believe you guys had an opportunity to kind of meet with one of my associates who works, Mac Hendricks, right? Who is he's the founder of Black Tech Detroit. That's definitely has to be your next guest. I'm just gonna throw him out there. You gotta get Mac Hendricks on here, bro. You want to talk about crypto and blockchain and all of that? that's the guy who is going to, man, I've absorbed so much knowledge from this brother, bro, that it's incredible. And that's another, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing that has allowed me to grow, right? The things that I don't know, but I'm connected to people who allow me to absorb that knowledge and gain it, right?
And
So
with that knowledge that he's, you know, kind of just been bestowing on you lately, how does that like make you feel about just the current, you know, recession that's kind of taking place right now, and how it's really just been taking a hard hit on cryptos, the NFTs, making a lot more people kind of skeptical about the vitality of, you know, the new digital advancements that's, you know, seeping into society now.
so with that, I feel like with every investment, with every opportunity for investment that you have, you're going to have setbacks, right?
Yeah.
That's just the part of the game, right? You invest in the stock market, you're gonna have highs, you're gonna have lows. Even the dollar it inflates and deflates with value. You know what I mean? So it's like, who's going to be here for the long run? Because let's just keep it a buck. The future is going to be digital, right? We can see it already shifting. People know that you can already work. Have half of the country works virtually, right? We all work digitally at this point, and it works seamlessly for most companies, right? So we know that this is a thing. So it's just a matter of trying to figure out the bugs of it all, right? The securities that come with it, you know what I mean? Because it's anytime you have like an open seed network, you know, you're gonna have issues that come with it. So you have a down period to where you have to fix those bugs, right? You got to fix those issues, those security issues, those questions that everybody, investors have and people have, you know what I mean? Once you have that low period, while you fix all of that, it comes back stronger. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's waiting the storm before, you know what I'm saying, you can see the horizon on the other side. So
Absolutely.
it's you know, so you have to kind of come to the realization like, hey, are you somebody who is here for the hype of it all? You know, it's the latest thing to do, or are you really committed to seeing it all the way through and then reaping the rewards at the end of the travesty? You know what I mean? Like it has to happen. Like
So let me
that.
ask you this then, Nick. So what do
Yeah.
you feel like is going to be the biggest obstacle?
Advance.
What's the biggest obstacle that you feel, you know, that we have to overcome, you know, to really get more people ushered into, you know, the digital space, as far as more people being receptive to having an online business, more people being comfortable with, you know, trading maybe with crypto, more people understanding how NFTs will be incorporated with social media and intellectual property? What do you feel like is going to be like the break for people adapting?
I think
I,
it takes education. I
okay.
really think that people aren't educated enough and they don't know enough to feel comfortable with change and the direction of where the space is going. So it's all knowledge and understanding, right? People are so stuck in their ways and conditioned as to where, like, I have relatives who won't order from Amazon because they won't put their credit card on the internet, right? You know what I mean? Like that, and that's, you have to think that there's a that exists in the world. There's a lot of people that exist in that way, and they just lack the knowledge and understanding of what is an NFT, what is a cryptocurrency, how does it work, how is it regulated, how is my money protected? You know what I mean? So it when you don't have that information, it scares you away from innovation, right? And especially as Black people, I mean, you know what I mean? Let's just keep it a buck. We don't go to the doctor unless you almost dying,
We
right?
don't.
You know what I mean?
We
Because
don't. And we think Cash App is a bank. It's
yeah,
the
you know what I mean?
craziest thing in the world.
Yeah, because we don't have, there is no there is no institutional knowledge that is applied to us at an early age. And there's no, we're not taught that as kids. Like, we're not taught banking as kids, so we don't understand it. The stock market doesn't make sense to a lot of people, right? If at a point in time, my great grandfather was offered stock as a part of his pension plan, in Ford Motor Company when he first started, it was like, hey, we're going to give you stock in Ford as a part of your pension when you retire, right? So you'll accumulate stock over the time where you're here. And he took the money because he did not understand what that meant, right? What is stock? You give me this piece of paper. This piece of paper today doesn't feed my family. This piece of paper today doesn't pay my mortgage, right? It does nothing for me in the immediate right now, right? And he was not educated as to how this could really be, this really could have been something that would have been life-changing, not only for him, but for all of us, right? But without the knowledge that goes with it, you pass on that type of thing, right? We not adapt to that information because we don't have it and we weren't taught it at an early age. And it's very hard to shift the mindsets of adults.
Yep. So with that being said, like,
I'm
gonna let you ask this next question, Vincent. I feel like what he just said kind of goes into like our next point as far as like
the advancement, the importance of the advancement. It is. I kind of want to say that, man. You pretty much just answered the question number 4, which was the importance of technology and the advancement of the world. So I'm just gonna skip to number 5 actually, because I already know how you feel about the importance of it. It's very crucial. It's very beneficial. But I do want to add a little bit of a twist to it. So the first part of number 5 is, what do you feel the city needs to help cater to young creatives? And what type, and this is stemming from the fact that you said education is what's needed. What form of education do you feel like we need to start integrating into our school systems, which ultimately is going to be the hardest thing for us to do? Or do you feel like it needs to be like a community thing, an environmental thing? Because that here at ABM, that's what we strive to do. Yeah. We strive to give that education, right? But we can't reach everybody. So how do we reach everybody? And what do you feel like the city needs to do to cater to those young creators who automatically want to learn about it?
So I'm gonna say this right now because I've worked in the education system. It's never going to be integrated in our public educational system.
Absolutely.
Right? It's never going to be, because that is a system that is not designed to cultivate creativity and out of the box thinking.
I want to stop you right there, and I want you to please just repeat what you just said, because Chris, don't that sound familiar? We talked about that in episode 2. Yeah. And everybody who has been privy to the work to this technology and this education here in the crypto space have learned that school really is meant to keep you into a certain system.
Exactly. Our current public educational system is designed to keep you within the box that funds our financial system through traditional values, right? So our educational system is put together to teach you how to be a traditional 9-to-5 cog. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5. There's nothing wrong with working a job, because we need that in order for society to move forward, right? If everybody thought outside the box, it would be chaos, right? You do need some people who are taught certain things. You need architects, you need doctors, you need bankers, you need, you need essential workers, you need people in those spaces in order to, but it's never, the educational system is never designed to cultivate innovation. It's not. It's standardized testing. It is, it is ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. It is systems. It is mathematical equations. It is 1 + 1 = 2 always. It's never teaching you how to look outside of the box and find another solution. It's very robotic. And that is what funds, that's what funds the world, right? That's what really puts, you have to have those people who work every day, who have pensions, and they have those plans, and they do that same, factory workers and things like that. And like I said, it's nothing wrong with any of that. You need those people in order for a society to continue to build, but it's not designed for outside innovation and thinking. So you need to have other people. You have to have other people who, to reach those other people, you have to have forums and spaces that exist for those people to gather, right? So you have to have hubs within the city. So for me, how Silicon Valley is set up, right? You have incubators, you have programs that help you. You have development, idea development centers. You have all of that. Detroit has those, but people don't know that they exist, right? People don't know that companies like Venture 313 exist, or Prosperous exists, or Black Tech Detroit, or Tech Town, and there's so many programs. Build Detroit. There's so many that exist, but they don't get pushed to everybody, and it does not feel inclusive enough to where, if I'm coming off the street, I feel like I can walk into these spaces with an idea and be heard.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. I think, kind of to add to that too, where it's like you just said, like somebody just being able to walk off the street and be able to learn. And I see too, that's like another thing where it's like there's not a lot of hubs or, just activities that's catered to this type of information and knowledge. It's still kind of, like you said, a white male's game. So even with the dominance of, like you just said, Black women really having, a strong footing in the digital tech and e-commerce and things like that, but it's still a ignorance there as far as like the power of that, So I think, that's definitely something that we need to see more of going into the future, is more, integrated, like what I remember you said this before when we had spoke with you, like probably a couple of months back, like cyber cafes, cafes that's more centered around tech. So I think when we kind of, can implement things like that, where it can still be cozy, family environment friendly, all of that, and, a place that people can learn, then we'll probably start seeing more adaption and more curiosity.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So leading to our next point, we always ask everybody, with all of the advancements that's going on, this is like my favorite part of the show. So I'm going to ask you, are you bearish or are you bullish on these things? Okay. Now, it's a craze going on right now, man. Everybody making AI art. You know what I'm saying? Some people, some creators feel...
break down bearish or bullish for me.
All right, so bearish means that you sleep on it, you ain't really too big on it. Bullish means you all the way in, you put it all in.
Cool.
All right, so with that being said, are you bearish or bullish on artificial AI? Like artificial, like art, I should say.
Okay. Man, that's tough, bro. Oh man, I think maybe I'll lean towards bearish a little bit more, right?
Okay.
On AI art, only because I am a huge fan of personalized individual art, right? And because I love human connection, and I love the fact that every artist has a story that's attached to their art. And I feel like you don't get that if it's digitally created by AI, right? You're missing the art. Is about emoting on a canvas or whatever medium that you're expressing yourself in,
Yep.
And when that's done digitally, by an algorithm, you miss that part. So the human component is lost. And that's, yeah, you know what I mean? And now, don't get me wrong, it's some dope AI art, bro. It's some dope AI art out here, man, like for sure. And man, but yeah, I'm gonna say bearish on that one for sure.
I got one since we asked you about AI art. Virtual and augmented reality.
I think that probably bullish on that one, only because I love what it offers to certain people. So everybody is not equipped to view the world the same way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have people who have phobias, people who are afraid to fly, some people are afraid to come outside, right? You got agoraphobia, stuff like that. This offers them an opportunity to see the world outside of the space that they see on a daily basis. So I'm gonna say bullish on that, only from the human component of it, because there's so many people who otherwise, like, you've seen pictures of the Eiffel Tower, right? But to be able to walk in that space essentially and view it and the comfort of your own home type deal, like, I think that's pretty dope for me. And everybody might not be privy to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I got a kid who's been in the hood his whole life, if I could give him an experience today, right now, with these goggles, fam,
right.
he might not have thought, you know what I mean? He might not have thought this was a possibility, bro. But I show him this, and now he's like, man, I'm this was crazy. I'm there. So now my whole mindset switches off of this one experience.
That's
so
true.
I'm bullish on it for sure.
And this is our last one, man. Just to wrap things up, we gotta ask this one: are you bearish or bullish on NFTs and crypto right now? How you feeling about the market?
I think I'm gonna say bullish still, even though I do have I have questions about the security and regulations portions of it, right? And that's really my only thing, because it's like, okay, with a non-regulated kind of system, it's like, do I have true ownership of this? You know what I mean? And that for me is the only thing that I'm kind of like whatever about. But other than that, man, like, if as an artist I can create something that I've created and then add value to it, and it can be shared instantly across the world and across multiple mediums and be traded, and my stamp lives on that, I'm gonna always support something like that, bro. You know what I mean? Anything that's gonna allow a person of creativity, of outward thinking to share and to build and to grow and build equity for their family, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it for sure.
That's empowering more than anything. I feel like as an artist in 2022, man, imagine if Van Gogh, was able to create an NFT, man. He'd be out here killing the game.
Killing the game.
Bam. You gotta think, like, and
first NFT would be his left ear.
You feel me? Right? Like, it's going crazy. Like, you talk about bands for Van Gogh's ear. Like, what?
Exactly.
So I love it, bro. I love it. I love what you guys are doing, bro. I love the knowledge that you guys are putting out here in the landscape, man, for people to be a part of, bro. To ask the questions, to get the answers, to connect with people, man, to give artists voices. I watched the Mophead Bop bro, and that shit was incredible, fam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was incredible, bro. Like, I went to Buddy's site, man. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, I want to cop some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be a part
of
a
burger bank.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting a burger bank for the crib, fam.
Hey, Mop, I hope you watching this one when it come out. You hear that, man?
For sure,
you
bro.
getting love, my baby.
But then in that, it spiraled into me looking at other artists that he associated with. You feel me? And now it's like, oh, nigga, I'm getting a piece from Buddy. I'm getting a piece from Buddy. I'm getting fam. I got so many original pieces in my crib, bro. Like, and I'm adding to it because it's like people who look like me are creating things from their heart, bro, and from their mind.